We're here with head coach Bob White from Palm Beach Atlantic. Coach, do you want to start off by saying a couple things about the match?
Yeah, I've coached for 26 years, and never in my coaching career have I had to play the same team back to back in the season. And I say that in our last match of the year was against Rollins, and our first match in postseason was against Rollins. And so we were, fortunately and unfortunately, depends on what side of the table you're at, we knew each other just too well, and it was very, very hard. We would get matchups that would work, and they would get matchups that would work, and that was the benefit of us playing 3 times and having really spent an enormous amount of time studying each other. And so there really wasn't anything special that we could do. We just had to try to get a lead and hold on to it, and then we knew we had stronger rotations, and we would try to, they would catch up. We try to get a lead, hold on to it, but hats off to them. They they did a great job. I thought we had them there in game 4 and pushed the lead out, I think, for 5-6 points, and just couldn't sustain the lead. I think it happened in game 2 also. So it's but it's one of those things. I think it's just 2 teams just really just know each other so well. We didn't think we'd match up with them in regions at all. When it was announced, it was a complete surprise. And we knew our work was cut out for us because it would be probably one of the more difficult teams for us to beat.
Questions?
With 13 lead changes in the game, 13 tie scores, what was the mentality going in and out of timeouts in between sets, knowing that it was such a close match?
Well, I mean, they knew who we were going to go to, and we knew who they were going to go to. And it was a battle. We talked about before the match. It was going to end up being a battle of wills. We were going to have to outwill them, or they were going to have to outwill us at the end, because there was no secrets between us. We had no secret player we were going to throw out there. We had no secret plays. We had done all that to beat them the last time, pretty much, and they had done it all, I think, to beat us the first time. So it's the mentality was just let's just keep trying to do what we do best and what's got us here all year long. We're a really good serving team and a really good serve-receive team, and we were trying to serve them out of rotations and serve them so that at least they couldn't get the ball to end this number 2 particularly. But we didn't have a lot of success with that this time around. Last time we played them, we did. This time they made a key move. They took number 13, I'm not sure her name, and moved her from outside hitter back to libero. When they played us the last time, she played outside hitter the entire time. We shut her down in game 1. They put her back to libero. She really did a great job of getting the ball in system for them, and so they were able to deliver the ball to number 2 and number 3, much higher rate of success than they were the last time we played. And we didn't serve them out of system well enough.
Well, speaking of libero, yours had a great game. I think she ended with 40 digs, so she made it really hard for their hitters to find a gap in the floor. So, what can you say about Buckingham?
Well, Mel is a junior for us. I think she was first team All-Region in ABCA, and I think also in the Atronics. And so her numbers have spoken for herself all year long. She's a gamer. You wish you had more players like her. We have a pretty strong defense, pretty strong service, but she really is. She's the captain of that. She runs that really, really well, and she reads the ball exceptionally well. I think she's by far she's certainly one of the top 10 liberos in Division II, and maybe even higher than that. She could play. I haven't seen anybody that she couldn't play for at the level she played, and she was a highly recruited D1 player and chose D2, so it was compliment to D2 and compliment to our program. I think that she's there, and that you recognize that she got all those digs. She'll be happy to hear that, because she probably took it harder than. We only have 1 senior and 2 juniors, so I think our senior and junior those 3 probably took it the hardest, and so I think I'll pass that on to her. That you asked that question. Thank you so much.
Coach, you had another outstanding season. You're on the national scene now. You've been in the national rankings. Can you reflect a little bit on your season?
Well, we feel really blessed. I had the opportunity to come back and to coach 3 years ago. And when I came back, the team the year before, I think it was 10 and 11, and we just started recruiting the kind of players that fit our system and what we want to play. And so this is the fruit of that. You know, we've got we're still very young. Like I said, only 2 juniors, 1 senior, so we're still building the momentum and building the kind of team that we want and the right kind of kids that fit our program and fit our university. And so it's our success is we feel really blessed by it, but we worked really hard and it's just a really dedicated group of young kids, and a lot of them turned down offers to go other places to come play for us, and so it's a tribute to them. They're very strong academically. Our team GPA last year was at almost 3.7, so that's pretty high. It's probably in the top 10 in the country in that, and so they're dedicated in all areas, and so they're a true model of NCAA Division II. And I think we're a true model of the NCAA Division II program, as all the teams that are here. I think they're all, what you have here today is a lot of parity in volleyball and a lot of really good, strong schools that really speak well of NCAA Division II. And there's a lot of kids out there that have chosen to play Division II that could play somewhere else, our kids included.
Bob, you talked about the one senior, Christina Alessi. She was sidelined last year, had a broken wrist, so she sat on the sidelines there. Came through with a big match today. Said she's the only one you're going to lose, but a pretty tough one to lose.
Yeah, Christina was my first recruit when I came back. I only had 1 recruit. I was hired in January, and all the national letter of intents had already been signed for that year. So Christina was my only recruit, hence she's my only senior this year from the time coming back. And hers is a very sad situation. Last year, she broke her left wrist. She's left-handed. On September 21st, she missed by I think a day or two, or a match or two, the ability to be redshirted, and so she missed that entire season. This year, we started the year out. I think she missed like the first 4 weeks because she had a hernia, and so here's a young lady that's at the really. The sky was the limit. She certainly would have been a first-team All-American had she had the opportunities these last 2 years to really play out her season. She did get recognized. She is recognized by the ABCA first team, so she's got a shot. But she just really scratched the surface of what she could have been, and it's a shame she doesn't have that year back. But that's just that's the rules, and that's where it is. And she's comfortable with that. But she's a huge loss. I've never had a player on the right side that can do all the things that she can do, and it's just such a naturally gifted athlete. She could play for almost anyone on the Division I level, and so she's a huge loss. She's been a great leader. She's beloved, and she's been through the program for 4 years. She's the only one that's been there for those 4 years to see our progression from up through the ranks and into back-to-back regionals for us. It's our first time ever obviously for our team and our program. Last year was the first time to get to regionals and go back-to-back. Says a lot about her. She helped carry us and get us there.
Any more questions? Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you so much. You guys have been